Hi, dear friends. Very warm welcome to you all to this brand new session of how to overcome the job interview fear. Uh, Many of you requested for the part two, and as I promised that definitely I'm going to arrange the part two for you all. So here I am again, Shomen Nath, your mentor, career coach, counselor, as well as uh, the person who is going to accompany you through this journey of fearless job interview. Now, in the first part, I already discussed about what are the important ingredients required, or what are the important things uh, prospective job interviewer need to follow. And this part two session, I'm going to tell you the different part or the different things which requires, like what are the questions the interviewer is going to ask you. Now, it's like what employees look for in the interview. That is one of the important thing, or you can call it a prime concern for all of us. And the most common interview questions and how to answer them with confidence. So that is one of the prime concern of ours. Now, what happened? Okay, there are four basic parts of it. Now, the first one, what we can say is like it's a confidence. The second one is a personality. The third one is attitude. Fourth one is integrity, and the fifth one is a communication. Definitely, all these are composed of, or all these are components of a part of job interview. Now, if we talk about the personality as well as confidence, so it goes like this: like when somebody enters the room within the first 30 seconds, these two components were judged by the interviewers. Now, the rest of the three, that is attitude, then comes integrity and communication. These are more powerful, as well as these are very important things which you can deal with, as well as you can give a very good what I can say, a very good impression to the interviewers, right? Now, the first part, when I was talking about this attitude, employees generally, or rather, don't usually go by your grades, means your CGPA or DGPA, SGPA, whatever you call it, achieved in the class. And they basically look for someone who can get their job done. And go-getter attitude is very, very important. Secondly, when we're talking about the integrity, integrity is, let me explain it. Integrity is your moral values which determine the type of person you are. Thus, the level of integrity are generally tested during the interviews. Like there are lots of values and ethics. Like if you're a management person, then you have to study values and ethics, and those subjects help you to understand the like corporate social responsibility of human beings in every area of life, as well as the corporates. Do they have? Yes, definitely, they do have corporate social responsibility also. Now, the third part, the most important part. This most important part, communication, is. It goes like this: like an interviewer comes to know about a candidate from what the candidate lets him know about himself. and it's all about selling yourself. See, you are a product, definitely. From my point of view, you're a product, and in my classes also, when I took sessions, I always means I always try to make understand the students that you are a sellable product. So it's like it's a chance to show how amazing a product you are, basically. Now, apart from these points, there are some common questions during the interview were asked, like your name. They first ask your name, and then they talk about the place you belong to, and like your highest qualification, your achievements, your skills, and your experience. Of course, if you are an experienced person, and then your accomplishment, a few words about your family background, your hobbies, which we generally treat as a extracurricular activities. Now, the first important thing is, like, when they ask you introduce yourself, this is acts as an icebreaker. So this is the highlighting point, or this is the point from where you could have a very good start. And you can highlight a social activity you are involved into, like visiting orphanages, as well as organized or participated in blood donation camp, or regularly offer services to old age homes, as well as planting trees, etc. Now, you should not exaggerate, but you should show your activities which were which are very very important, like which creates interest in the mind of the persons, or the people who are taking the interview. Now, there are some questions. These are general questions which generally asked during interviews. The first question is, like, as I mentioned, this is the icebreaker. Tell me about yourself. Like, this is the first question they started with. So this is the icebreaker. This is the point where you can explain yourself, your social activities, other activities, etc. And the next question comes in maybe in a different form, like what is your greatest strength. So you need to remember what is your greatest strengths. So you need to remember 4 or 5 strengths of yours. Be honest to yourself and express what are the strengths you are having. And it's not like that you're telling something, the strengths you are not having, like you're very poor in communication, right? But whenever you're facing an interview, you are saying that your communication is very good, so automatically they converted themselves in a judgment mode, and they find it out that you are lying. So it should not go like this, that your strength becomes your weakness. The next question they generally ask, like what is your greatest weakness. So in this part also, be honest, and try to give the right ones, like the weaknesses, like for myself, I'm a very disorganized person in terms of keeping papers, but I worked hard to solve this matter, and now I'm a bit of organized person in terms of keeping papers, but still, human habit, human nature. So I'm trying to change myself, modify myself, and I'm trying and working really very very hard to solve this crisis problem. The next question they can ask you, like why should we hire you. So very valid question, that why they are going to hire you. So you have to prepare yourself that why they are going to hire you, because definitely you are, like I told you earlier, like communication, during the communication part, if you are able to convince them that you are a product, and as well as a sellable commodity, so means you are a sellable commodity when you can sell everything. So as a result, definitely they will be able to hire you. So this is something very very interesting. Now, the next question they generally ask, do you have any question for me? Like, this is an opportunity, this is an see opportunity for you. Like, if the person asks you, is means that if the interviewer asking you that you want to know something, you can definitely ask about the different things, like, oh, the job as well as the responsibilities. But please remember that whenever you are applying for a job, you should be aware about the job duties, what we in management term we call job, descriptions, as well as job specifications is something which is a qualification record for that. So job description you must be aware of, but you can ask the job description extra things you need to do, as well as what are the growth opportunities you are having down the line, maybe 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years. It's likewise. Next, what are the next steps of the interviewing process? That also you can ask. Maybe when you are having a face-to-face interaction, you can ask. Many companies are going for in a group discussion. Then after group discussion, they'll go for a structured interview. Then they go for a panel discussion, go for a case study analysis. Then they go for a psychometric analysis, right? And after that, they again go for a face-to-face interview, which can be an unstructured one. So you can definitely ask what are the different steps where they are remaining during this interview process. The next question generally they ask is how much salary do you expect? So it is on you that you are the best judge, because you, before, if you done your homework well, then you were in a position to bargain that what the amount of salary you are looking for. So so this is the area where you have to apply your common sense, your intelligence, as well as the market conditions, everything, because you can't expect some absurd money from them. And so the market trends or the present market payment scenario, you have to look out, you have to go through a research work for that, and then you can definitely ask for it. Now, these are generally the common questions what I am talking about. Now, apart from this, they can also ask you that, given an opportunity to join you in this organization, what will be your contribution, and how you would like to promote this organization. So that is something innovative. You need to think about it, and you are the person, you're the best person rather, who is going to explain this, and you have to explain it in a very tricky manner, because when it comes in terms of promotion, you need to be very very careful, because any loophole or any mistake can ruin the entire process of interview. That means it can create a bad impression in the mind of the interviewer. So being an interviewee, it is your moral responsibility to follow all these questions and answer properly and to the best of your knowledge. So I'm going to repeat the questions again. That what are the questions generally they ask? The first question generally they ask is, tell me something about yourself. Please remember, this is the icebreaker point, and this is the only point when you will get an opportunity, sea of opportunity, to explain yourself in a proper way. The second question generally they ask, what is your greatest strength? So again, an opportunity where you can express yourself. The third question is what is your greatest weakness? So you need to work very hard to find out what are the weaknesses weakness, because we as a human being, we having a nature, inherited nature, that everything is good, there is nothing bad in me. So you need to find out what are the weaknesses you are having, and say and arrange it in a sequential manner: first one, second one, third one, likewise. Now the next question they ask generally, why should we hire you? And then they ask, do you have any question for me? That means the interview is giving you an opportunity to ask about the interviewer as well as the organization. The next question comes like, this is a very tricky question. You have to prepare a lot. You have to burn your midnight oil. Maybe you have to put a lot of sweats for this. Is like, how much salary do you expect? So this is something which you need to go for a thorough market research, and then only you will be able to answer this, as well as the importance of the position and all. And the next question is as I mentioned, that what contribution you are going to make for the organization 5 years down the line. So these are the basic questions which you need to prepare yourself, and prepare in such a way where you need to think, because each and every individual is unique, and their thought process is also unique. So your answer should not match with others. And one more thing I would like to add, that please don't go for this internet stuff and all, because there are lots of the answers were given of all these questions, and those are common in nature. Everybody is nowadays surfing those questions, as well as the answers were given, and if you go 10 websites, you will find the answer of these 10 questions almost similar. And interviewers are also very smart. They also go through these questions and answers. And some person, that means when you become an interviewee and giving an interview, so these questions, if you use the same term again and again, 10 interviewees were there and they are answering the same question, same answer, so that means what? You don't have any uniqueness within yourself. So sorry. So please try to answer these questions from the core of your heart, as well as tricks you would like to apply, and use your brain, because you have got a brain, and prepare these questions, answers, as in your own words. It's not like that, okay, you are repeating the same thing. So the same mistake generally interviewees did during their resume preparation. It's a common career objective for each and everyone is happening. Now for this part 2 of how to overcome a job interview fear, part 2, we already covered. And the next video I'll discuss about the psychological aspects of job aspirants. And I would like to request you, till then, keep watching, and don't forget to watch, and don't miss the third part, that is very important, called psychological aspects of job interview, right? So till then, have a nice time, prepare yourself, prepare well, because interview sessions are coming. And from my side, all the best to you all. And one more thing, this is my personal request as a Shobhan Nath International Career Coach, educationist, motivational consultant, as well as career coach, to you all, that don't forget to put like of this Yes You Can channel. And I have opened a channel, as I told you earlier, videos, that I have opened a page, Facebook page, Yes You Can. So if you go through at the rate You Can Do Well, So definitely you'll find the page, like that page, and be a part of this. So I'll try to put lot more things into it so that the students fraternity will get benefited out of it. Till then, have a nice time. Bye bye.